Hello, fellow apes. Once again, it's Justin. I have a couple of ideas that I wanted to bring to the forum, bring to the floor for both possible awareness in case, I'm seeing some things, and also for constructive criticism if I need to see things differently, because that only helps me, helps everybody. So I thought that I'd run on the side of a little bit more memorable, clever. We are going to be calling this Getting Bent Over Z. So we're getting bent over easy. And I'm trying to be a little bit clever, but one thing is for sure, we've been asking for the help of these people, the SEC. It really is the only place that us retail shareholders have to go and raise concerns. But they seem to be a little bit too busy doing this. And stealing everyone's cash. I don't know if that's what they were designed for. I'm not seeing evidence to the contrary, because the things that we apes have been bringing up for the last few years, they've been ignoring for decades. They've known. This isn't some surprise to them. It's just surprising to them, the united front in a world where the media can do one or two cover stories and get people to dislike each other because of their belief system, or dislike each other because of their pigment of their skin, or their political beliefs is a real big one. I don't think it makes any sense to them that there is enough honest people out there that only want integrity, and the only way to really fight against somebody wanting integrity is to not fight, to walk away, to go pick a different forum. But they're stuck. If they could harm us in other ways with other stocks, I strongly believe that they wouldn't still stay here and fight. I know that there's egos and stuff, but at the end of the day, this is becoming foolish on their part. So, what do we have here? We have the bulls. Well, we've got the bears over here. We've got the bulls over here. Well, these guys are over here, and they're kind of busy grinning and bearing. And we're over here, covered in a pile of steamy bull crap. And I do have a theory. And my theory, I understand, would be very, very, very easy to pick apart in a conventional way, in a market that actually processed things according to the rules, and with integrity to, even when mistakes are made, that they're made innocently, and oh my gosh, my bad, I'll fix that, didn't mean to. No, it's the exact opposite. It's a lot like how a lot, sometimes people would go to jail, and they don't tend to learn better ways. They tend to learn better ways to get away with certain things, and they also seem to build dialect and friends with like-minded people And that's exactly what I think that the ape movement is. And at first, for me, AMC was a company that I knew. Way back when I was in high school, I had a teacher who was our business teacher, and he owned several businesses. He was a multimillionaire, but he was still a teacher. All of his money was made off of real estate, but he told us that the best way to get somebody's attention is to talk more about them, because if you keep saying, this about me, 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 hey, by the way, what do you think about me? It kind of gets to where it's easy to lose focus on what else is going on around, and I don't think that they were ready for the focus not to be on them. I don't think that they were ready for retail to collectively overnight become the biggest hedge fund that there is, by far. Not only do we have more capital presently, we are bringing in brand new capital at a rate that probably surpasses all hedge funds simultaneously. It's hard to imagine that with their performance and the way that things are kind of unfolding, that a lot of billionaires are lining up to give billions of dollars. Yet retail, we get paid through our employers billions and billions of dollars per week. Now, how much of that we put into the market, that's everybody's choice, but collectively, it's unmatched. And so, here's what I think is happening. I think that over here, you've got you, and we're going to have to give you a black eye, and kind of a confused little mouth. Mostly because I'm not an artist, but so over here we've got you, and then right here, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however it is, you get a paycheck. And that paycheck is something you invest. And then you invest again, and then you invest again, and then you invest again. Well, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 45 million of us that are all doing this. Every single paycheck, something's going in. Well, here's what I think might be happening. We don't have a choice, so we give it to Fidelity, we give it to E-Trade, we give it to TD Ameritrade, we give it to the broker. And we say, broker, I want that almighty, all-powerful, all-beautiful AMC. That's what I want. That's all I want. Well, the villain over here, whether it be the broker, whether it be the market maker, whether it be the people who are building these platforms to tokenize everything, to the benefit of the villain, anyways, the villain has a totally different plan, and I think that this is what's happening. I think that you give them $200 and you tell them, please buy me my AMC. I think that they take your $200, obviously, because it comes from your account, and I think that they give you $200 in AMC IOUs, FTDs, market maker exemptions, tokenized, everything. But I think that what really happens to your $200 is I believe that the villain over here, he's got a list of collateral stocks. And I think that what's really happening is your $200 is going into these collateral stocks of his or hers. And I think that that's why the market has been inexplicitly held up. Many of us are wondering why this house of cards isn't falling, why these people aren't being margin called. Well, what's happening is they're using the income of the biggest hedge fund, the continuous, non-stop, all the time, all day, every day income that we're using to buy AMC. They're giving us this list of stuff, and our brokers have to be in on it. Now, they're using that money in two ways. They're using that way to short and distort. They're using that to short and distort, and they're also using it to build, start up, pay off. As a for instance, we know that there's a lot of payment for order flow still happening. I don't want to create a divide personally, and so I'm not going to really elaborate on what people should or shouldn't do or whatever. Everybody has their own choices. They have their own reasons. I care zero about that. But when you're payment for order flow really can be broken down into something simple. Broker is owed X amount. That's between the broker and the market makers. Whatever they're owed. Now, do you really think that the broker gives any care in the galaxy where their money's coming from as long as they're getting it? My guess, probably not. So, your broker might go short against you because the market maker promises that they will make more money by shorting you and your position because they will use their market maker short exemptions to ensure that this short pays off. Well, once this short pays off, market maker can tell broker, we're good now, right? Yes, we're good. Okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to keep all the money that I created or that was given to me that I used on these other stocks, the XY, the whatever. There's no correlation, so if I happen to hit an actual ticker symbol, none of them are being done on purpose. But I have a feeling, big feeling, that all of our money, because we've looked at the OBV, the OBV what OBV stands for is obviously being violated. Okay, so the OBV is at 80%, and we're obviously being violated. Come on, you know that's not what it means. It stands for on balance volume. And it is a measurement of how much of retail's money is going towards or against various ticker symbols, various securities, ETFs, so on and so forth. We've been above 80% for the better part of a year and a half on balance volume, which means that there have been more than 80% buy orders for a year and a half. But during that time, we've fallen backwards 95%. One might be like, well, your CEO keeps making these bad decisions. No. He could save the planet and you would spin it into a bad decision. That doesn't mean that we see it as a bad decision. We, the investors, the ones who own the stock, we don't see everything as a bad decision. There are a lot of people out there that pretend that they're us. But I've spoken to a lot of in-person apes that I know. And once in a while, I find that they're kind of curious, but not everybody's freaking out all the time. They're just like, well, why would he buy a a gold mine? I didn't know when people were first kind of contemplating why, but it has hit me. I explained it in my other video. To nutshell it, in essence, with inflation and a dollar that's going gold, even though it hasn't been realized yet, it's not only going up, but people can ask what they think that it will be, because gold is the hedge against inflation and a dollar that becomes worth less. Well, anyways, if in the event of a buyout, to take the company private, the gold mine, in my opinion, was the most genius idea Adam Aaron has come up with, maybe in this whole play, where for $20 million, he could tell a potential buyer, you're going to need to pay us or give us a value of $3, $4, $8, $18, $80 billion for what we own in the gold mine. And I know that sounded exaggeratory, but that's kind of the point. The point is it can be drastically made to where it cannot be reached by a buyer, and no normal person would offer, exorbitant amounts of money on something that is still technically up in the air, not for certain. And so, anyways, the point, and my very last point of this video is this. I believe that this is how price is working. I believe that this is 100% explainable. And I think that if you see what I felt this for maybe 6 months, and I've done pretty decent at crystal balling some of the upcoming price movements, but not with any price targets. I don't know how far or how it'll whiplash. I just have a sense of the speed of the windshield wipers, where they're gonna, we all know that AMC is gonna do this. It has a lot of volatility, but I think it's explainable like this. I think the DTCC, FINRA, and members, those members could be in investment banking, those members could be at the hedge funds, but I think these people have already decided that they're dedicating whatever amount to this headache called AMC/GME. However, I think that they've got two circles. I think that they have their GME and their AMC right here. I think that they have decided that the grand total of all of these will be $50 billion, just as an example. And maybe over here they said the exact same thing. Maybe they were like, we'll do 100 billion between both of them, no more. Literally no more. Now, what I would call this is the cash out numbers. Just like in a casino, the casino only has chips on the floor, that where if you attained all of the chips on the entire casino floor and then took them to the cage, they would have the cash to give you. I think that this is the amount of cash that they're willing to give, and I think this is the amount of cash that they're willing to give for these ticker symbols. Now, the cash that they're willing to receive, I already showed you, is infinite. I think that they're taking your money, giving you IOUs, and they're distinguishing value this way. So, let's say that it was like that, right here. It's normal, not much is happening. Maybe this represents, 8 quarters ago, 2 years ago. That's how much ownership there was. Well, they had good earnings, and so more people purchased. Now, these would be divided evenly, but I'm not going to redraw the circle 100 times. But, actually, use my thinker. Okay, so now, 4 quarters ago, there's some interest. More